Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
No one knows for sure yet how big of a bite the tax cuts will take out of GovGuam's budget, but Calvo has ordered his fiscal team and relevant agency directors to report back to him on the impact.
Number one, look at the impacts fiscally in terms of revenues. Number two, prioritizing our major areas. Obviously for me, number one is public safety and health.
The administration will need to figure out which essential services to provide in the face of the anticipated deep cuts.
There have been estimates at anywhere between $40 to $100 million. So it's important to first of all get a clear estimate on what those cuts are going to be in terms of revenue in this period where this transition occurs. And then with that, we move forward.
Financial experts we spoke to in the past week are urging government officials to look first at trimming costs. But even they agree there's probably no way around the need to increase tax revenue.
I think as we sit down, we have to still look at, again, shoring up areas where we have gaps in critical services, such as the hospital. But then at the same time, look at the reality of this new landscape with the Tax Reform Act as initiated by federal law.
Some business leaders are pushing back on any plans to raise gross receipts taxes or remove the GRT exemption from industries such as wholesalers. Instead, they're calling for replacing the business privilege tax with a sales tax.
So it's a much more transparent tax methodology than a BPT. So I'm sure discussions will be made in that light as we start talking about the overall impacts of the Tax Reform Act.
He says Speaker B.J. Cruz is also looking into the financial impacts for the rest of the fiscal year and will lead the annual review of the fiscal 19 budget due from the administration by the end of the month. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.